afternoon, friends. Today we are going to discuss the design thinking fundamentals and learn two important problem solving methods used in industry and even elsewhere also. They are very useful techniques to learn. All engineers, I feel, must learn these two techniques. They can use this to solve even day-to-day problems. Yes, we are aware that engineers were born to solve the problems. The role of engineer in a society is to solve the problems of the society. So towards fulfilling this goal, we have to learn how to solve the steps to solve any problem scientifically. How to solve the problem scientifically. Is there a method to solve the problem scientifically? So if it is there, let us learn those methods. So today we are going to learn two important problem solving methods. So design thinking has, as we explained, four phases. One is empathize, means to solve anyone's problem, you have to think like him. Suppose you want to solve a user of a bus. So you have to travel in the bus and feels like him, think like him. Then you will know what is his problems. Otherwise, it is very difficult to solve the problem of a person if you are not the first person. So suppose you want to solve a problem of a supermarket buyer. So you have to go to really to supermarket, see the things and feel like a supermarket user and buyer and see what are all the problems we face. So that phase is called empathize. Empathize means think like a person whose problem you are going to solve. That is a very important step in design thinking. Once you get those data and have the first-hand experience of talking with the people in the superstore, with the counter, with the various people and getting the required data by thinking like customer and understand the problem, then the second phase comes is analyze. Analyze, in this phase only we use to actually try to formulate the first hand solution. It is not final solution, it is the first hand solution in this phase. So analyze. So analyze, actually you can do scientific way using the methods which we are going to teach in the next few minutes. Then once you analyze the problem, first you understood the problem and you are analyzing the problem, then the step is solution, formulating the solution. You analyzed already and you worked out a solution, but solution may not be the perfect solution. It is one of the solution. So you iterate the solution and you go with the solution to the user, see if it is solved the problem. If it is not solved the problem, discard. Find out another solution. So you iterate this process till you find the solution which is satisfactory to the customer. Then the phase comes testing. Then you go to unknown people, not in this same superstore, some other superstore, and try to implement there, test it and see, use the reaction, feedback and further improve. That is also a iterative process. So to easily remember these four steps, the first letters of each of these: analyze, then solution, then test. The first empathize, analyze, solution and test. If the four letters, first words you put together, it is EAST. E say empathize, A say analyze, and S say solution and test. Easy to remember: EAST, empathize, analyze, solution phase and test phase. Remember, each of these steps involves a iterative process. Okay, whatever you come to your mind as a first solution is not the solution. You have to try with the people and see if it is really solving the problem. Yeah, this is the phase in which you try to analyze the thing. This is a scientific technique invented in Toyota Corporation in the shop floor. Okay. So little explanation is required, background of this. So one of the Toyota engineers in shop floor is responsible for troubleshooting. Okay. So he received a complaint from the management that one particular mission in the shop floor, that is mission number 7, is always under breakdown. Many times people come and repair, even then it is in breakdown. So he was given a task of finding the real reason for it and give a solution so that this mission also works like other missions. So he used a novel technique called YY. Okay, YY technique. In simple words, YY is put series of questions. Why? Why this happened? Why? Further question on the answer. So if you put a series of YYs, so you will probably find the solution. You will probably find the root cause of that thing. Then solution comes. The YY technique is to find the root cause. So same technique he formulated and started using that technique. He went to that mission and discussed with the operator. The first question is, why mission is under breakdown? A natural question, yes. So the operator told it has 6 fuses. The mission you are seeing in the picture, there are 5 blue dots, 1 red dot. So that red dot fuse is gone. So he explained, opened the fuse box and shown 1 fuse is blown off. It is showing red. Rest 5 are okay. So the next logical question is what? Guess what is the next question? Logically, the question is why the fuse has been blown off in the first place. Why the fuse has blown off. Then he told fuse was blown off because a fuse was designed to protect the machinery, to protect the electric motor. So the fuse was blown because the motor experienced excessive load. He explained that the fuse blown off because motor is trying to draw excess current. The excess current is drawn, the fuse will melt. So it is a natural production. So then he is asked next why. Now what will be the next why? The first question is why the machine is under breakdown. They told it is the fuse. Then he asked why fuse is blown. Then they told since the motor is experiencing higher load and drawing more current, fuse. Then he asked why motor is experiencing higher load than what is designed for. Then they told the motor is mounted on a bearing. The ball bearing. The bearing is not functioning properly. Then the natural question is why the bearing is not functioning properly. Then they told the bearing is supposed to be getting lubricated with a system where lube oil is supplied to the bearings so that it will run smooth. Then the logical question is why bearing is not getting good flow of oil. Then the answer people told the pump is having a lot of dirt, dust, metal chips and all that. The pump is not able to pump the adequate and good quality oil to the bearing because pump inside if you open and see the casing through a window, lot of dirt, metal chips, many other foreign particles are seen in the pump. That's why it's not able to rotate. It is giving a lot of friction. So motor is loaded because the motor is running the pump, so that pump is in a bad condition. Then asked why pump is having a lot of dirt and metal chips inside. Then they told the pump is drawing oil from a lubrication tank below. There is a tank below, there lube oil is there. It is drawing the lube oil from the tank. So why pump is drawing this metal chips or dirt and all from the tank? Then they told the pump is drawing from the lube oil tank using a strainer in between. The lube oil tank may have some dirt. The pump should not suck this dirt. So there is one kind of a filter, a strainer is there in the tank. So with the help of the strainer, it is not supposed to suck the dirt or a metal chips. So he asked why pump, despite this protection, why pump is drying. Then they told in this particular mission, when the mission was assembled, people forgot to fix this strainer. So simply the pump is drawing without any protection oil from the lubricating tank. So dirt, metal chips, all the foreign particles were going into the pump. Now we find the root cause. He found the root cause. What is the root cause? The strainer was not installed in the pump suction line. That's why the whatever the foreign particles, whatever the dirt is getting carried away and sucked by the pump. So pump is experiencing the friction. Since pump is experiencing friction, motor is drawing more current. Since motor is drawing more current, one of the fuse is gone. So now he has installed that strainer, and after that it ran few months successfully. So he found the zero by putting a series of logical why questions. Where we should stop? How many whys? There is no fixed rule for it. So till we find a logical solution, we can put this way. Normally 4 to 5 whys people will try to find a solution, but there is no rigid rule that only 5 whys. In some places it is called 5-why technique. So these are the questions he asked. As explained, why machine stopped working? Answer is fuse was blown. Then second question is asked, why fuse was blown? It is overload on the bearing. Why bearings are overloaded? Because it is getting less lubrication. Why the pump is getting less lubrication? Because dirt, metal chips were clogged in the pump section. So why dirt and metal chips were sucked into the pump? Because the strainer was not fitted in the lubile tank which is connecting the pump. So that's why he solved this problem. But this solution became very popular, and this was actually secretly adopted by NASA and other high institutions, and this spread whole world, and now it is used as a root cause analysis of any industrial problem. Very popular technique. So the learning of this is useful to the students. You can apply this to day-to-day problem also. The next technique we are going to learn is fishbone diagram. On the picture you see, it appears like a fish, X-ray photograph of a fish. You could see fish bones inside. Bones organized, bones of the fish. Okay. So this looks like a fish bone. That's why this diagram is called, nothing to do with the fish or fishing. It is organized in a fishbone type diagram. So here, instead of asking why, the chart is preloaded with the probable reasons. It will make things much more easier. You need not have to put logical questions. You have to only answer questions. There will be a set of questions already populated into the fishbone diagram. You have to answer the questions and rule out whether this is a root cause or not. So for this particular case, the things were arranged in the fishbone with 5 or 6 methods, 5 or 6 problem areas. One is methods. The problem could be, the root cause of the problem could be methods, or it could be the machinery, or it could be the management and their practices. The fourth reason could be materials. Proper material was not used. That could be the reason for a problem. Then the manpower is not trained, or the man is in a drunken condition, or any such a reason, or he is not in a good mood. He quarreled with his wife and come to office and he tried to operate this mission. So many reasons could be there. So you have to put all these questions, rule out one by one. Finally, you can zero down to what is the root cause. This is very popular in finding the root cause. So we'll try to see one example how a problem of day-to-day problem can be solved using this fishbone method. We took a problem of a road accidents. Okay, we took the problem of why road accidents are happening. This is very popular question. So we know road accidents are happening because of reckless driving, road conditions are not good, or there may be some over speeding, or the driver may be in drunken condition, many other things. We know common sense. So a known problem we will solve so that we learn this method. A known problem why we are solving is scientifically to learn this method. Okay. So we don't put those reasons upfront. We only put what is the problem, road accidents, cause for road accidents. We'll put the methods, general methods, management, manpower, then method of operation. Then there can be mission, material, or sometimes it is a mother nature. None of these things, sometimes nature also plays a role in road accident. So let us try to solve why a road accident has occurred using this method. By that solving, we learn this, we master this technique. Now let us see. These things are populated. So if you see the method, speeding. Suppose you are over speeding, there could be a road accident. See, there is a curve. So you are supposed to go at 40 kilometers per hour. Suppose you go at 60 or 80, you will not be able to negotiate that curve. You will go and bang against the railing or whatever. So, in method applied, speeding, over speeding can be one reason. The second is the driver under drunken condition, drunken driving. One could be one reason. When you are in a drunken condition, your senses will not work properly. You will not be able to eye to hand coordination, leg coordination will not be there. So instead of applying brake, you may apply acceleration pedal. So that kind of problems can be there, or even your visibility itself can be affected by drunken driving. So this can be one of the reason. Then there is one reason like people will obey law when policing is seen. When police are street on the scene, people go follow other rules. So people observe that there are no police on that road. So minimum policing means practically no policing. So that's why people have not followed the road rules and this accident can happen. So then even though rules are there, police also there, but people came to know that rules will never enforce. Even though I drive without helmet, I will not be punished. Last 6 months, if you see, there is not much punishment. If people come to know, then they won't follow rules. So, unenforcing the rules can be one of the reason why accident happened. So, methods. So, you have to, a particular accident, you have to see whether any of these are reasons. If it is not, check it off. It is normal speed only, it is going. There is the driver was not in the drunken condition. Police also there present and rules are also being enforced. Then it is not pertain to method. Then come to other aspects of it. Okay, manpower. What could be in manpower? Actually, in method and manpower, there is a common, some of the absence of police. Okay, and sometimes pedestrians, driver is okay, road is okay, everything okay. Suddenly, some pedestrian in an undisciplined way come on to in front of the vehicle, or he is coming from the your blind spot area. From that direction, if somebody comes, you will not. Say, let us say one vehicle is parked. Okay, you are trying to overtake that vehicle. Suddenly, from the other side of the parked vehicle, suddenly he came onto the road. You are not able to see from a distance somebody is crossing the road. If you try to cross in front of a parked vehicle, so that your view is hidden. So that could be one of the manpower related issue. Okay, then it could be manpower may there could be further classification like unskilled. The driver is not good. Then it can be happy. That's a manpower related issue. The driver was not skilled in driving. He is either new or he is not learned the trade properly. Then if you rule out these reasons also, he is a trained driver, he is having some 15 years experience, he is not under drunken condition, all this you found out in that accident and everything is okay, manpower is okay. Then let's come to management. Whether it is a management related issue, means some buses are maintained or badly maintained, means suppose every 6 months oil has to be changed. Suppose the management feels changing the oil, the bus has to go to shed and one day gets wasted and I will not get profits. So he will delay the maintenance of the bus. So 6 months already run. So if you delay further a few more months, the lube oil may get clogged or it may having a lot of debris. So brake and all will not be hydraulic oil. See, brake is operated with hydraulic oil. Brake will not be properly functioning. Instead of stopping in 3 meter distance, it may drag for 6 meters. So accident can happen. So another example of management related accident causing is one driver of the bus already drove the full night, came from Shirdi to Hyderabad. Okay. Next day morning, the same bus has to go to Vijayawada. Okay. The driver who was supposed to take this bus to Vijayawada next day bunked, did not turn up for the duty. But already passengers has boarded the bus and everything is ready. The management pleaded and offered more money for this driver who is already drove a full night for 8 hours. He don't have rest. So he was forced to take this bus against the rules and against the ethical practices. Management insisted that he should take the drive to Vijayawada. So he took. So in between, what happened is he felt asleep and he damned against a culvert. So big accident, bus overturned. So this is highly avoidable type of incident. The management is at fault for not following the rules. So this could be one example of a management related problems in the root cause. Then we'll come to material. So tires when it is worn out, instead of buying a new tire, somebody bought a retreading tires. That retreading of the tires were not done with the proper rubber. It is done with, instead of thermosetting rubber, some thermoplastic rubber kind of thing was used. That is cheaper. So the tire is not having the proper grip. Even though brake was applied, instead of stopping at 3 meter mandatory 3 meter distance, it dragged for another 2-3 meters. So the material usage of the tire was not proper. So it could be causing a road accident. Like that, many other things are there. Poor quality of tires. Then there could be some spare was not available. Some poor substitute was manufactured and used. It will not properly function. Then there could be some other, not only tire, even the road was laid with instead of a proper tar road with all the proper mix, the road was laid with a improper material and the grip is not good. So then also accident happen. So that is attributable to material. Then the machine itself. Machine is not properly designed. The bus is carrying so much passenger load, and when there are in that road there are many turnings and culverts and other things. Even though the bus was driven at a designated speed of 40, the bus not having the proper mechanism to take the turn in a short distance. So it is not safe. For example, a kind of hydraulic steering, say power steering we call it. It is not equipped with the power steering. So even though it is written for 40 kilometers they can drive, but 40 kilometers also, if you drive also, if the power steering is not there, you are not able to negotiate this sharp bends. So accidents can happen like that. So machine itself is a fault. Machine regular maintenance is not done, for example. So that is also one of the reasons. If you rule out all this one by one and found everything is okay, driver is okay, not and can, machine is latest, all the maintenance schedules were stuck, and government roads are good, people are going at slow speed, everything is okay. Then there could be some other reason like Mother Nature. On that previous night, there is a rain. So people are not knowing that there is a wet road. So even though you are driving at 40, so the friction grip because of wet road has became less friction and tire is sliding on the road. So instead of a 3 meter distance, even though brakes were applied, stopped at 6 or 7 meters, accident has happened. So like this, you have to rule out one by one and zero down to what is the most probable root cause for this particular accident and then take remedial measures. So I hope you understood and how to apply this technique. This also scientifically known as Ishkia diagram. Is nothing but fishbone diagram. So this technique is very useful for finding a root cause. So hope you enjoyed learning this technique. So let us see some practical examples of one of these methods employed. So I took an example of there is one book. You are three musketeers. Okay, that is the book. So there one character is there, Alexander Dumas. So this is written by Alexander Dumas, and one of the character of this is Porthos. The Porthos is a powerful king. Okay. So the king likes new clothes, but he never allows anybody to touch him. If somebody touches him, he pulls out his sword and try to chop off the other fellow's head. So that kind of person he is, Porthos. So his tailor faced this problem. So Porthos wanted the tailor to make new clothes for him, but he is not allowing him to take measurements. So how to solve this problem? So the tailor has used this design thinking methods. So many techniques he used. He's actually try to put him under sleeping tablets kind of thing. He is the tailor knows that he drinks in the night. He is asked him to drink more, and he is so that he will take the measurement when they sleep. But that did not work. After taking so much wine, also he is awake. He is scared of going touching. So like that, he has tried to see whether any person in the town is having the dimensions similar to this Porthos with same height, same build. So, but he found no equivalent of this king in the entire kingdom. Then he came to know that he has 3 wives. Okay, you could now zero down to answer. He thought how to take measurements to one of his mistress. So she took the measurements, and finally he is successful. So suppose, we are mostly nowadays anything we are doing a computer. So that problem solving also, how to computerize this in a computer language and wording. How do you use this? Same techniques. Analyze, okay, empathize, analyze, solution, and the testing phase. For a typical computer related application, how do you do it? This is the way you do it. Steps involving problem solving using a computer. So first, similar, analyze the problem. Suppose somebody says PTM not properly working, you will analyze the problem. Under what condition is not working? When you are trying to pay the money or trying to get the money, or when it is paying in dollars it is not working, or when paying in rupees it is not working. So you will analyze the problems thoroughly. What are the problem? In which condition is not working? You will see. Then what you will do next step is you develop the algorithm. The algorithm is a mother of coding. Directly won't do coding. You will do a algorithm, step by step mathematical chart or procedure. So that is the solution of formulation phase. Actual solution is coding. Okay. After doing coding, you simply won't release the product in the market, right? You will test it. You will test with your friends, you test with users, you go to a small lot, then gain confidence and release the product in the market. This is the way a computer related problem is solved. Next, the problem solving techniques needs one important exercise. The problem solving people shall not carried away by the surroundings, statements and others. They should be able to differentiate between a fact and an assumption. The fact and assumptions are different. So when you try to solve the problem, only fact should be considered, not the assumptions, because assumptions can go wrong. So we'll try to do a small exercise how the critical reading habit can be acquired by us. It is easy to acquire, but you need practice. This is one example of critical reading. Just read this paragraph. Paidamma, a buyer with a Telangana granite company. There is a company called Telangana Granite Company. He is a buyer. Paidamma, so read from the beginning. So Paidamma, a buyer with the Telangana Granite Company. nothing was told more about. Just this told Paidamma, a buyer with the Telangana Granite Company, was scheduled for a 10 o'clock meeting in Mr. Sailu's office to discuss the terms of a large order. On the way to office, the buyer slipped on a drainage manhole. Many manholes on the in front in the street and in the middle of the street. As a result, received badly brushed leg. By the time Sailu was notified of the accident, Paidamma was on the way to hospital for X-rays. Sailu called the hospital to inquire, and no one there seems to be knowing anything about Paidamma. It is possible that Sailu called the wrong hospital. This is the statement. Just only take the statement. Don't have any assumptions. Then answer the following questions. Fact. See, fact is what? Truth. Truth. Something that has actually happened. Fact is a truth, something that has actually happened. Whereas inference is maybe truth, may not be truth. It is carried with some assumptions. So that is inference. So we have to find facts for doing a effective problem solving. Inferences shall be separated from facts. So fact or inference. Okay. These are the title. Nietzsche, there are 7 questions. Paidamma was supposed to meet with Sailu. Is it a fact or inference? Paidamma was scheduled for a 10 o'clock meeting. Is it a fact or inference? The accident occurred at Telangana Granite Factory. Is it a fact or inference? Paidamma was taken to hospital for X-rays. Is it a fact or only inference? Then, no one at the hospital which Sailu called knew anything about Paidamma. Is it a fact or only inference? Sailu has called the wrong hospital. Is it a fact or an inference from the statement earlier we read? Mr. Paidamma is a buyer. Is it a fact or is it an inference? See, these are the questions. You try to solve this. You try to, if it is a fact, tick in the fact box. If it is an inference, tick in the inference box. Okay. So I will give 1 minute time to do this exercise. Then, if you are ready with the answers, let us see what is the answers. Yes, these are the answers. Paidamma was supposed to meet Sailu. It is not a fact because he was scheduled a meeting in Sailu's office. He might not be meeting Sailu. Somebody else in the Sailu's office made a meeting. Say, I am scheduled a meeting with the principal of IARE. That does not mean I am meeting the principal. In principal's office, I may be meeting other people. So it is only inference that he has a actual meeting with the Sailu. Paidamma was scheduled for 10 o'clock. This is a fact because it is the meeting is scheduled 10 o'clock. That is there in the paragraph. The third question is the accident occurred at the Telangana. The statement says on the way to Telangana factory. It can be outside the factory or inside the factory. This is only inference. The accident occurred inside this Telangana Granite factory is an inference. It's not a fact. Paidamma was taken to hospital for X-ray. It is not a fact because whether he himself has walked to hospital or somebody taken him to hospital is not mentioned in the paragraph. So it is only inference. Then next question. No one at the hospital which Sailu called knew anything about Paidamma. See, it is generalized. No one means everyone in the hospital. No, it seems as if he inquired with all the people in the hospital. He probably inquired with a few people. They told, we don't know any Paidamma here. But the statement is generalized saying that no one at the hospital which Mr. Sailu called know anything about Paidamma. So it is an inference. It is not a fact. Then, Sailu might have called the right hospital also. We don't know. Or he could be called a wrong hospital. So, just a few people told that they don't know Paidamma. We cannot conclude that Sailu has called a wrong hospital. So, it is inference. The last thing is, Mr. Paidamma is a buyer. Nowhere in the paragraph it is told he is a Mr. or Mrs. or anything, Miss. So, Paidamma, it is used Paidamma. So Paidamma was intelligently framed in the paragraph without actually indicating whether he is a she or he. But when you write this formulation, if you write Mr. Padamma, it can be she also. So it's only inference. So like this, a critical reading, you should separate out fact from the inference, so that facts only will consider for arriving at the solution. So we conclude this. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.